Well, it's now the oldest movie I've featured on this channel to date, but it's super nice to feature some timeless classics that still hold a great power to mesmerise its audience. Enter the Dragon is a martial arts action movie released back in 1973 that still packs more than a punch over 50 years since its release. So what's it about? Well, Bruce Lee plays a Shaolin monk who is recruited by British intelligence who travels to an island fortress disguised as a contender in a martial arts tournament. His real motivation, however, is to spy on Han, a sinister opium lord who is also a former Shaolin monk who's gone rogue. So what's good about it, and why should you watch it? Surely it's dated. After all, it's over 50 years old. Well, here's my 5 reasons why. Number 5. Han the Man. What a villain this one offers. Han is a ruthless drug lord who runs a heroin cooking empire and sex trafficking ring from his secluded island. He additionally hosts a martial arts tournament every 3 years to recruit more muscle for his criminal empire. Everything about this fiendish antagonist is shady, especially his fake hand that he replaces with a series of weapons, including an iron hand, a clawed hand, and a bladed hand. Ouch! He wouldn't be out of place in a Bond movie, to be honest, and he's even got a cat to go along with it. Number 4. Roper and Williams bromance. Enter the Dragon offers some truly amazing support performances that help make it the classic it truly is. I'm talking Roper and Williams, 2 of the competitors in Han's tournament who are both there for different reasons. So Williams is on the run after defending himself against 2 racist white policemen in Los Angeles. Roper is down on his luck white American playboy gambler who is also on the run, but this time he's running from the mob. They're both old friends who happen to run into one another whilst travelling to Han's Island. I just love the natural chemistry between these two and how they start a little betting scam against the other competitors, so one will underperform while the other will get a bet on the outcome at good odds. Both win their first fights very easily and also have those classic one-liners. They're beautifully played by Jim Kelly, who is an American athlete and the most celebrated martial artist himself, and of course the late great John Saxon, who had a long Hollywood career spanning over 200 movies. Now sadly both gentlemen have now passed, but they will live forever in this timeless masterpiece. Thank you so much for giving us Enter the Dragon. Number 3. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Enter the Dragon is hailed as the greatest martial arts film of all time and has grossed over $400 million to date. It also holds a place in the US National Film Registry under the Library of Congress as culturally significant. Its lasting impact has crossed into movies, anime, television, video games and comic books. When it was first released, it was like nothing America had ever seen before, and Bruce Lee's on-screen performance was positively magnetic. And it was the first time an Asian male had been represented so powerfully and so sexy by Hollywood, and started the kung fu craze. I mean, it was everywhere. Now my dad was so much of a fan of Bruce Lee and this film, he persuaded me as a kid to go with him to learn kung fu. Now if only I kept it up, imagine where I'd be today. It's also gone on to inspire many generations of movies, including Mortal Kombat, Kill Bill and Dragon Ball Z. Number 2. Groundbreaking fight scenes. Enter the Dragon offers stunning cinematography and camera work that captures the beauty and intensity of the martial arts sequences. The use of slow motion, close-ups and creative camera angles enhance the visual impact of the fights. The colours fight choreography designed by Bruce Lee himself was innovative and realistic, and it showcases a more dynamic and fluid style of martial arts, breaking away from the traditional choreographed fight scene in many earlier martial arts films. Okay, let's take a breather. All this action is making me feel exhausted. I mean, I can go on forever listing reasons why you should watch this film again and again and again, but there's no time. I can only pick 5. So before we go for number 1, let me give you 5 funky facts about Enter the Dragon that you may not know. Did you know Jackie Chan has a small cameo near the end of the film in a big fight scene in the cave? Bruce Lee grabs his hair for a while before breaking his neck. During the filming of the scene, Lee actually struck Jackie Chan in the face with one of the fighting sticks he used. He immediately apologised and insisted that Chan would work on all of his movies after that. but he died before he kept the promise. Production was halted when Bruce Lee cut his hand badly when Robert Wall mistimed thrusting the bottles. If only they'd used sugar glass, eh? Kang Shi, who played Han, did not speak English, he just simply mouthed the lines the best he could. Chinese-American actor Kay Luke overdubbed his dialogue. Did you know that 8,000 mirrors were used in the setup of the Hall of Mirrors scene where the climax duel takes place? Warner Brothers wanted to release the film under the title Han's Island, as they thought international audiences would be confused by an action film titled Enter the Dragon. The Deadly Three, a title referring to the Bruce Lee, John Saxon and Jim Kelly characters, was also considered, as well as the title Blood and Steel. Right, I'm back, and if I haven't already convinced you to check it out, I'm about to deliver my number one reason why you should watch Enter the Dragon. So, here it is, number one. The Little Dragon. Bruce Lee has to be the main reason why you'd watch this. His performance here is so electrifying and intense, he transcended from being a martial arts star to a cultural icon. Born on the 27th of November 1940 in San Francisco, but raised in Hong Kong, he started as a child actor who quickly learned Wing Chun, Tai Chi, and involved in lots of street fighting that no doubt cemented his style. He moved back to the States in 1959 and was soon training martial arts to the stars. His clients included Steve McQueen, James Coburn, Chuck Norris, Roman Polanski, and Sharon Tate. And he appeared as Kato in the Batman crossover, The Green Hornet. But his meteoric rise to superstardom launched in the early 70s, when he became involved with 4 martial arts movies made by Hong Kong production company Golden Harvest. These were The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, and The Game of Death, all which became enormous global box office hits. With Enter the Dragon, Lee was well on the way of becoming a Hollywood icon when suddenly he died on July the 20th, 1973, at just 32 years old, 6 days before the release of Enter the Dragon. His cause of death is known to be cerebral edema, or swelling of the brain. But even though Bruce Lee left us at such an early age, his impact created through these films, especially Enter the Dragon, has created a timeless cultural icon who will truly never die. So there you have it, 5 good reasons why you should watch Enter the Dragon. It's such a classic. If you haven't seen it for a while, give it another spin. But if you haven't seen it, get it watched. And let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any other suggestions for any movies, songs, games, all related to pop culture, do let me know. I'm all ears. So that's me for today, but I'm going to leave you with a quote from the man himself. Success comes to those who become success conscious. If you don't aim at an object, how the heck on earth do you think you can get it? Well, until next time, hasta la vista.